Good, happy Sunday morning, February 10, 2019. I'm Riley King, and welcome to the Riley King Newscast, right here on the Riley King Network. Let's begin. First up, Senator Sherrod Brown, Republican Winkled Happy Warrior. Is he ready to run? Ohio Senator says he can beat Trump without composition progressive bona fide fields. If Sherrod Brown of Ohio gets into the 2020 presidential race, he won't be fleshest or smoothest candidate. That's just fine with him. Last year, the lifelong progressive Democrat aired a television ad for his successful re-election bid that featured local media descriptions of him as rumpled, disheveled, and wrinkled. My wife is sort of besumed by it, Brown said in an interview Saturday evening. She says when he leaves the house, he looks okay. Brown, 66, has shown up at political events in his home state in a Cleveland Indians hoodie or a denim shirt. Despite the everyman look, he's an experienced politician. He's not a household name in New Hampshire, but he's a familiar figure on Capitol Hill, where he's been working for more than a quarter of a century. Elected to the Ohio House of Representatives in 1974 at the age of 22, Brown is also former Secretary of State of his home state, winning the post at age 30. He was elected to the U.S. House in 1992 and served 7 terms before being elected to U.S. Senate in 2006. He won a 3rd term last year. Now, although he gives everyone indication that he's closely to becoming a presidential candidate, he said he is truly undecided and will not decide or announce his plans until March. Brown was in New Hampshire on Friday night and Saturday on what he's calling a dignity of work listening tour, taking notes at roundtable discussions with local advocates and activists as they did most of the talking. He was in Iowa, the state with the first caucus last weekend, and will soon head to the 2 other early voting states, South Carolina and Nevada. His stop in New Hampshire included discussion about paid family leave and other issues important to working people in Hampton, Berlin, Laconia, and Concord. On Saturday night, Brown keynoted the New Hampshire Young Democrats' annual Granite Slate Award event in Manchester. As he prepared to wrap up his visit, Brown sat with WMUR News 9. He said Granite Staters told him of their concerns about health care, particularly the cost of prescription drugs, the fairness of tax system, and what he described as the added pressure on daycare facilities to take care of small kids who have seen their parents overdose, die, or be addicted. Did his visit nudge him closer to candidacy? I'm not being coy. I just don't know yet, he said. This is not something that I ever thought I'd do. This is still new enough to me. But don't mistake deliberativeness for a lack of interest or anything short of me being all in if I run. What are the odds that he'll run? It's really pretty much 50-50, he said. Brown has been consistently successful Democrat in the state, which, according to the Ohio Voter Project, has 1.9 million Republican, 1.3 million Democrats, and 4.5 million unaffiliated voters. Last year, he was the only Democrat to win a statewide election in Ohio, a state President Donald Trump won 2 years earlier by 8 percentage points. If I run and I'm the nominee, I'd be in good position to beat Trump because no Republican has ever been elected without carrying Ohio, and only twice has winner in Ohio, not the presidency, Brown said. Medicare at 50 to 55. Take a look at this. We're going to show you that portion. Tax plans. Brown versus greedy leaders. Calls on Trump racistics. Progressive bona fides. And there you go with the rest of this article. And we'll have to see when it gets into March if he will run or not. Warren makes stops in Dover after announcing candidacy for president. Let's take a listen to the video from WMUR News 9, Siobhan Lopez.
At Beltade's, customers will find everything they need for a building project. The brand names you trust to perform. And with a fleet of over 50 delivery vehicles, we deliver when and where our customers need them. Beltade's Building Products. 9 locations throughout New Hampshire and Massachusetts.
Ready, because change is coming faster than you think. That's the message to her critics as U.S. Senator Elizabeth Warren announces her bid for president in Lawrence, Massachusetts, at the site of an historic labor strike led by women over 100 years ago.
This is the fight of our lives. The fight to build an America where dreams are possible, an America that works for everyone.
Supporters stood in the cold to hear the Democrat speak and catch a picture with her.
Oh, it was amazing. I didn't think I'd get a picture. She came right over, smiled.
Warren vows to make structural change to benefit working families.
It would take a lot for someone to talk about this issue the way that she talks about it and change my mind that she's the person that I want running the country.
This is why I'm in it. I'm in it for my family, and I'm in it for your families.
And in Dover, Warren brought the same message and took questions from the audience. New Hampshire voters we spoke to want to meet more candidates before deciding who they'll vote for.
I thought it was very positive, and it made me even more interested in voting for her. Well, I thought they were excellent, but I wanted her to speak more about health care because I want to hear somebody really speak up for universal health care.
We dream big. We fight hard, and we make the change America needs. That's how we're going to win.
Now, Warren made no mention to the controversy this week when she apologized for writing American Indian as her race on that application for the Texas State Bar back in the 80s. The media had no opportunity to ask Warren any questions. That's the latest live in Dover tonight. Siobhan Lopez, WMUR News 9.
Okay, and there you go on that video and that report. New Hampshire Lottery considers legal action after U.S. Justice Department questions online sales. Let's take a listen to the video from WMUR News 9, Gene Mackin.
At Beltate's, customers will find everything they need for a building project. The brand names you trust to perform. And with a fleet of over 50 delivery vehicles, we deliver when and where our customers need them. Beltate's Building Products. 9 locations throughout New Hampshire and Massachusetts.
We started selling on the internet, scratch tickets and Powerball and Mega Millions. And it's been a very successful program.
The lottery says it's like a jackpot. Revenue for online sales could reach $6 million next fiscal year as lottery players consider giving it a try.
I think I would. I usually just buy one ticket for, when they get up there.
I saw it, but I didn't sign up for it.
Yeah, absolutely. In fact, they should expand it to online sports betting too. Yeah.
You're all in.
I'm all in. Yeah, well, I'm buying tickets, right?
But the U.S. Justice Department isn't all in, reversing its 2011 opinion, which said only interstate sports betting is a violation of the Federal Wire Act. A federal appeals court in Boston agreed in 2014. Fast forward to a new administration and a new way of looking at the law.
We spent a lot of time and energy doing the right thing, doing it the right way that had been set out years prior. And then have this thing happen out of the blue is remarkable in a negative way.
Several state lotteries are asking the acting attorney general to overrule the opinion and urging the federal government not to take any action, instead allowing states to govern their own lotteries. While this is debated, online lottery sales are a go in New Hampshire. Gene Mackin, WMUR News 9.
Okay, and there you go on that video and that report. Windham officer struck by vehicle while directing traffic, police say. Let's take a listen to the video from WMUR News 9.
At Beltate's, customers will find everything they need for a building project. The brand names you trust to perform. And with a fleet of over 50 delivery vehicles, we deliver when and where our customers need them. Beltate's Building Products. 9 locations throughout New Hampshire and Massachusetts.
A Wyndham police officer is recovering tonight after he was hit by a car while on duty. Wyndham police say Officer Chris Van Hertum was directing traffic during a power outage on Route 111 when a car making a turn hit him from behind. The outage impacted multiple major intersections during the evening commute after a tree fell around 4 p.m. Police say that driver did stop and is cooperating.
We accept it as part of the job, but no one wants to see it. He was just out here trying to keep the roads open, and unfortunately the accident did occur.
Officer Van Hertum was hospitalized but was conscious and alert. At this point, we don't know the extent of his injury.
Okay, and there you go on that video and that report. Hopkinton family gets wheelchair accessible van thanks to generosity of others. Let's take a listen to the video from WMUR News 9, Jess Moran.
At Beltate's, customers will find everything they need for a building project. The brand names you trust to perform. And with a fleet of over 50 delivery vehicles, we deliver when and where our customers need them. Beltate's Building Products. 9 locations throughout New Hampshire and Massachusetts.
This was the Salsi family's routine getting into their van just over a month ago.
So this is where it's really tight.
And this is their routine now. 11-year-old Constantine Salsi has spinal muscular atrophy, a disorder that weakens the muscles, and until now his mother would carefully but painfully carry him in and out of their vehicle.
Well, my mom picking me up kind of like strained my back a little bit, and it like hurt my rib.
News 9 first shared his story at the end of December. Soon after, an outpouring of support showed up in the form of thousands of dollars donated to his GoFundMe page.
It just amazes us that so many people from our community and people that we don't know, people from around the state that wanted to help us, we couldn't be happier.
And Constantine is clearly feeling better in his new ride.
This is awesome. Thank you so much to all those people out there that let this happen.
The van clearly has a lot of room for Constantine and his family, and it's also helping his independence.
For him to have to be carried was obviously not something he loved to do in front of his friends, so it gives him more independence.
While Constantine's family has their new van, they're still reaching out to lawmakers to try and improve funding for others in similar situations. And in the meantime, his siblings are showing their gratitude.
Thank you so much. Thank you so much. Thank you.
In Hopkinton, Jessica Moran, WMUR News 9.
Okay, and there you go on that video and that report. Family holds vigil on 15th anniversary of daughter's disappearance. Let's take a listen to the video from WMUR News 9, Tim Callery.
Strict attention to detail. That's what sets Kubota construction equipment apart. It's how
it was here at this sharp bend on Route 112 near the border of Woodsville in Haverhill where 21-year-old Maura Murray crashed her black Saturn on the night of February 9th, 2004. The star athlete and UMass Amherst nursing student was never seen again. On Saturday night, her family, friends, and even total strangers returned to that crash site, holding candles and sharing stories of Maura.
I wish some of these people that have been supporting my family for, 15 years now could have met her.
She was an amazing, amazing human being. I was privileged to have her in my life.
Her family has never stopped searching for answers. Maura's siblings have joined their father, Fred, to make it their mission to find out what happened to her. They've pushed her story to the point where it's now in the global spotlight, taking center stage in documentaries, podcasts, and television series.
I refuse to allow her to fall into a pile of cold case files. She needs to be found, and she is worth every bit of effort.
And Maura's family says they've recently received some new information, and they're optimistic it will bring a break in this case.
Essentially, we have 2 cadaver dogs that had positive hits in a basement and ground-penetrating radar to corroborate that.
So that's 3 different, positives in the same spot. And it's a location that we've heard about before, and so we're really hopeful.
That information has been turned over to investigators. The New Hampshire Attorney General's office says it continues to follow every lead on this case.
We're more hopeful now than ever.
In Haverhill, I'm Tim Callery, WMUR News 9.
Okay, and there you go on that video and that report. Humanitarian aid for Venezuela stored at bridge crossing border. The first round of humanitarian aid provided by the United States government to Venezuela was unveiled at the Tindazis bridge on Friday. It was stored only a few miles away from thousands of Venezuelans who desperately needed it. And that did it for the Riley King Newscast right here on the Riley King Network. I hope you all have a great rest of your day, and I'll see you back here later on today for another newscast. And I'll have a news report coming up in a little bit. Goodbye, everyone.